I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome, everyone, to the Schitt's Creek After Show for Season 6, Episode 3, The Job Interview. I am Megan Gallagher, and I wanted wardrobe just like David. I want to wear the hottest trends straight off the runway. But I am not alone. I am joined by Loren.
Hi, everybody.
And he has been a Eugene and Catherine fan since SCTV. And I'm also joined by Nikki.
Hi, guys.
Who wants...
Nikki, would you
Oh, my
turn down your
love.
laptop?
Is that my laptop? Oh, my God.
Okay, go.
How
go.
unprofessional.
Keep going.
Okay, well, Nikki wants a love just like on Schitt's Creek. Everyone has that perfect partner and just that dreamy, like when David serenades Patrick was simply the best, Johnny and Moira, and they're just also...
I love the love on this show.
Me too.
That's why I love it.
And would you say this episode was chock full of that love tonight? This was a great episode.
I could feel the love tonight.
Yeah.
Can you
Feel
feel
the love tonight.
on Schitt's Creek? Yes, we can.
Forever and always. Okay, so let's get right into it. So we have first Stevie and David competing for Larry Air,
Right.
which is so funny, and David doesn't get it.
Right. It's funny that there's this competition, and we know that through the whole series that they've been competitive with each other.
Yes.
And so this is another opportunity. They're kind of like
Yes.
a brother. They're becoming brother and sister, really close.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Like the whole competition about Larry Air made me go back to the Jake competition.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they were both dating Jake and they weren't
Yes,
sure?
yes.
Like whatever. So like it just sort of, I think that's a really interesting thing about their dynamic is that like after they had
Yes.
sex, they kind of developed this sort of sibling rivalry thing that's really fun.
Yes. I almost forgot they actually did hook up.
Yeah, I know. It seems like forever ago.
They did.
They do have such a genuine friendship, and I think they really, since season 1, they've just clicked and they've been buddies and they resonate and their personalities go so hand in hand and they really do mesh. But it's also just funny to see this competitive side where it's like, David doesn't get it and he's just like, are you effing kidding me?
Right.
What I thought was really interesting is like, why did David feel the need to even go on this interview, right? Like, I mean, David's got the store with Patrick. He's planning a wedding.
I know.
He doesn't need to go job hunting. I mean, Stevie, we understand, right? Stevie, we know that she's looking for whatever her next thing is. And so that makes sense. But why do you think David decided he needed to make this the thing they'd compete about? And then why did he decide to go?
Well, it's probably that rivalry, that kind of sibling rivalry that they kind of have. And I think support as well. I think that he really has affection for her and love. But what I was really blown away with is that, that Stevie is finally really serious about finding something new. And it's still a little shocking to me, the fact that she's like, I could travel the world, and we've never heard that from her before.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we first met Stevie, she was perfectly happy,
Yes.
sitting behind the desk reading a book all day.
Yeah.
Right? And I think, like you guys have already said on the previous episodes, that her doing cabaret opened something or
Yes.
awakened something in her. And so now, I mean, and I love that the very first thing she tries is an airline. Obviously not a great airline.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where Larry Air flies when you have to pay to use the toilet. I hope these are not long trips. Like I don't want to book a flight on Larry Air to Beijing when I have to pay to potty.
Kind of reminds me of Spirit Airlines, that sketchy where it's like you've just heard weird stories and you're like, is this a real airline? Is this really?
Is it real or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yes, right? Like, I mean, and I did not say the name of said airline. That was Megan.
Yes.
But I did fly them once, and they had, in the behind the seat in front of me, they had like
Yes.
just a net.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a net.
You just toss your
hang,
stuff
you put
in
your
it.
stuff
Like-
a net.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a weird net. And so I had the same thought watching this episode. I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, this is a not so subtle hint. A not so subtle dig at that particular airline and how you have to pay for every little thing.
Do we
Yes.
remember what Larry owned before the airline?
Delis.
Delis.
He sold his delis and bought a bunch of airplanes.
No, I gotta share something with you. I did cabaret, and then I was a stewardess. That's how I started.
No way.
And then
You're
I got
lying. This cannot be true.
Okay, no, for reals. I was born to be a coal miner's daughter. No.
That's a deep cut. They're not going to
Okay,
get the kids aren't
that's going way back.
that.
All right. Shout out to Sissy Spacek.
Good movie. Check it out.
Okay, so let's go. Megan's like, what is going
What
on?
is happening?
Okay, so then we have John and Roland, my favorite duo forever. I can't. So we have them trying to get a loan to buy the new motel, and it doesn't really go as planned because John doesn't really have any money to his name.
Yeah, I think that what we've, in the previous episode, we saw that Johnny had this whole, like, how to increase the Rosebud empire. And Stevie's like, I don't know if I want an empire.
Yes.
But Johnny's still going to go forward with it. He built Rose Video from the ground up with just $2,000, he's proud of saying. And so, he's going to move forward, but he doesn't own anything. The government took all of their assets.
Yeah.
And so, except for the town, which is owned by David, the motel is owned by Stevie. So Johnny has no collateral.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of wondering, all right, what's going to happen? Is that the end of it? But that's not the end of it, because all of a sudden we see Bob from Bob's Garage wearing this leather jacket and leather pants, and you're like, wait, what's going on?
Bob has leveled up, y'all. He is just like, I was like, that's Bob, and he's wearing pure leather pants that are laced up and like the front and have just like sequined out and like bling. I'm like, wow, Bob.
And still doing the Bob walk,
I love that.
in the leather.
Oh, I do that at home. I'll
too.
kind of
I do too.
jog into the scene. I think it's the best scene entrance ever.
I agree. I also thought it was really cool that, so we see that Roland is now on the ground floor. He's with Johnny on this new idea.
Yes.
And, Roland ticked when he was kind of excluded from the bagel situation a couple seasons ago. So now you got Roland invested. Like, now he's like, all right, well, I'm with you for this whole thing. And they devise a plan, Johnny and Roland, to find investors. And so they bring in Moira and they bring in Jocelyn to help. And they target Bob because Roland had seen his bank statement.
Yes.
So we're like, all right, now look, I figured it out early. Okay.
Oh, you did?
I did figure it out early. We see Bob in the leathers. First of all, if you see a man in leather and he is not on stage rocking out with a guitar, it's a problem. Or at a club in WeHo. Those are the only excuses for a man wearing leather. Now, if the man happens to be like in his 60s, where Bob obviously is an older gentleman and he's wearing leather, that's what you call a midlife crisis. And
it's something else, especially in that town. I mean, to just be like, it's like population like 400, and then just to be like, whoa, Bob, like, what is
rolling
going
out
on?
with the leather?
Yeah.
And I called it. I said, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that money left.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that he's doing this because something happened between him and Gwen. Didn't I look at you and say?
No, you did.
I said they broke up. They're getting divorced.
Yes.
But did you
Nikki
know who Gwen went with?
Now that was a good shocker. Jim, Parson Jim.
I know.
Is now this is not a character that we know from the show. We've never met Parson Jim, but apparently Gwen is now holed up with their minister. Kinky. And
what is going on?
And it's because, and Bob says it's because Gwen likes bad boys, which is how she ends up with their minister.
No.
And I will tell you, as someone who's gone to seminary and I am trained in ministry, though I don't do it anymore, that sounds right. That the minister seduced the wife of it sounds pretty real, pretty true to life. But you didn't hear it from me.
Can we talk about spirit air just to make it a little clear the air? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. Was that too controversial a thing to say? Maybe
it's fine.
It was.
We're just talking.
It's okay.
We're just talking.
We're just talking.
So that was fascinating that that Gwen. Now we've only seen Gwen one time. Is that correct? When Johnny and Moira went to what they thought was Roland and Jocelyn's cabin.
We have seen her a few other times in passing. She's one of the Jazzy Gals.
Yes.
Okay.
So we see her in Jazzy Gal rehearsal. And then we've seen her, I think there was one other time when Bob and Gwen are together. But usually we only hear about Gwen. And we know that Gwen is a very demanding woman. She wants what she wants from Bob, and he tries to give it to her. And that's probably why she left him. He was a little too accommodating.
I know.
I don't
Another
know.
one bites the dust.
Okay.
And then we have my favorite thing ever, Alexis and Ted and their relationship. And it's so cute. It's so couples goals. It's just so like they're doing long distance because Ted is in the Galapagos and he's studying and they start Skyping and you see he has a beard and I'm like, whoa, Ted.
Oh yeah, your reaction was not as fun as that was when it first came on.
You were not.
I was like, I just kind of like,
So you're not feeling Ted with the beard.
Oh, now did you?
So I thought he was sexy.
Oh, so you
I
like
think
him?
I like it.
Now what about Mutt? I thought Mutt was more handsome and more bad boy with his beard. As soon as it was gone, I was like, who is this guy?
And
I love Mutt. I miss Mutt.
Me too, and that's clearly what Alexis thought too, because she broke up with him literally the
one that got
same
away.
day,
Right.
the same day that he shaved his beard off. So,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Alexis, she didn't even comment on Ted's beard, did she? I don't know.
No.
I don't. And I actually think that Ted may have had a beard at some other point in the series.
I
and
feel
don't
like
really
he
know.
has, but yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I do like that they were trying to, I mean, obviously the episode opens with Ted and Alexis trying to have cyber sex.
I know, that's the, oh my God.
And then David walks in, and then Johnny walks in, and then Moira walks in
The perks of living in a hotel
with your family.
Right.
motel room with your whole family.
Entire family, yeah, and I love because Moira is always good for dropping little gems of advice.
I know.
And she told Alexis, "What did I tell you about putting your body on the internet?
Yes.
Not without proper lighting," which is perfect, Moira.
Yeah.
And it's just so, I mean, it's so cute though, their whole relationship. You can tell that they're trying though, and they really care about each other. And because it's like, yes, of course, like Skyping and trying to be like sexual and keep it spicy. Of course, it's kind of awkward and you have to laugh about it. But it's like they really try. And then Ted kind of sets up this cyber date at the cafe. And
So cute.
Twyla sets up the cafe all romantic. And it looks like a
Yeah.
nice Italian fancy with the curtains and the candles and the tablecloth, and it's just like, it's really sweet.
And
Right.
sent a limo for her.
Yeah, I mean that's Ted. Now Ted the Turtle. The purpose, I think, of the whole Ted the Turtle line was basically their relationship.
Yes.
She wanted to do something that Ted does, then loses Ted
Yes.
and doesn't know where he is. I mean, we see Ted the Turtle at the end.
Yes.
But that's kind of like their relationship is she's got it and then loses it.
Yeah, and that's been the recurring theme with Ted, right? She has him, she loses him. She has him, she loses him. She has him. And so what I wrote in my notes was losing Ted the turtle makes Alexis fear losing Ted the man again. And so and because their relationship, like they had only been back together for a short amount of time when Ted got this Galapagos deal, right? So like for him to go away for 6 months when they had just recently got back together, no wonder Alexis is insecure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really great metaphor, and that's really powerful because it is true though. Their history of their relationship has been super, hey, Alexis, I mean, it's just, I don't think it's the time, or this and that, and this one person says that, or when are they both going to be on the same page? And yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, what I liked about the whole, like, the way that they set up the sort of romance of that is that, when it first started, when the episode first started and they were going to do the cyber sex thing, I was like, well, that's not the point of their relationship is, that's not how you maintain the intimacy long distance. I mean, you do, but that's not the point, right?
Right.
And so I'm glad that they got back to, like, their boop, like they got back to their cuteness.
Yes.
And like that's the that's the Ted and Alexis
Yeah.
we love. I told you I love the love on this show.
Yeah, my wife and I watched a show like Seinfeld where just any episode from any point, you can put it on in the background and 8 episodes will go by. And so,
Yes.
but we've been watching the episodes with her leaving Ted and kind of revisiting that. And it's sad because you know that she wants love and she leaves Ted and then is jealous because Ted's with someone else. But it's still hard, even though you know that later on the season she's gonna come back to Ted again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe this is the first time Alexis has ever had anyone leave her. Like she broke up with him before on their 2 engagements, and now they're back together. And he was going to give up this job. She decided, no, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go with you.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that like she's been left behind. I'm thinking, like
Yeah.
she's always been. I mean, there was even
That's not true. She had is it Stavos? There were always those.
Oh
those,
yes,
The
Stavros.
foreign
Very-
rich men.
Right, the foreign rich men that would leave her in a country.
That was true. I remember that. Although, but what it made me think of? Do you remember the episode where David, Stevie gets in the car with Jake because David thinks that Jake has come to see him, but he's really come to pick up Stevie.
Yes.
And Alexis is like, "Oh, I've been in this situation many times. I mean, I'm usually the one getting in the car going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So like it made me think. I think she's probably used to being like desired, and she's used to being the one that people go to great lengths for. And obviously, and definitely with Ted, Ted does anything for her. And so I think it probably I'm sure she's feeling a little off balance with him being gone. So
Yeah.
which is also a really cute parallel to Moira and Johnny's relationship. So when Moira went to go do The Crows Have Eyes in Croatia, Johnny was completely lost without her. Remember that episode? That episode where he's doing all of Roland's work. So it's really interesting. An interesting thing to see. I think the Roses love hard. They love deeply.
Yes.
And they love passionately. And then they are a little lost when their partner goes away. I mean, look, and when you think about it, think about when Patrick went to a tax seminar and left David alone in the store with Stevie, and they got robbed.
Yes.
So I think these are people, the Roses are people who need their partners to keep them grounded, to keep them sane. And yeah, that's my...
Well said.
Where have you been?
I know.
Oh my
Where
God,
have
no,
you
look,
been?
let me just tell you, this is why, the reason that I am at AfterBuzz TV is because I am very serious about my television watching. I watch for real. I don't just watch a show, I watch
We talked about
a
it.
show.
The nighttime routines.
Yeah,
what makes you feel
yes,
good. Yeah.
I watched, and so, and that's part of why we do this. And while I'm on the topic, I might as well say, if you guys are watching this and enjoying what we do here at AfterBuzz TV, definitely make sure that you comment on the videos on YouTube, comment on Instagram, give us a 5-star rating on
iTunes.
iTunes. I could not think of that. Because all of those things make it possible for us to continue to do this, to continue taking our television watching as seriously as we do.
Yes.
We love it. We love doing it for you and with you. So keep supporting us so that we can take our television obsessions to the next level continuously.
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe, and we love interacting with you all and
Totes.
just talking about a group conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love the Facebook, the Schitt's Creek Facebook group, just because people are so passionate about the show, and it's fun to talk about the shows. I haven't done this with binge watching. We don't really get to do that anymore. And so this has been so much fun to watch a show and
have a place a way to talk about it.
And have a way to talk about it. So
Yeah.
so keep doing that.
Thank you,
Awesome.
guys. So now we have news and gossip with Loren.
Ooh.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so we know that the cast of Schitt's Creek was at the Critics' Choice Awards. They were most recently at the Screen Actors Guild Awards this past Sunday here in Los Angeles. And we're bringing up a picture of the cast.
They look so good.
stunning. And whatever Emily is wearing is gorgeous.
I feel like she's like, I have to dress in plaids on the show. I'm going to show you how fine I can be.
Yeah.
That V-neck, dang girl.
Yes, and the
beautiful.
ruffle at the
So
bottom.
Dan and Sarah and Eugene, Noah, Emily, and Annie were there. That was amazing. I want to get this picture right here of Dan. Now, multiple websites are reporting that Dan paid tribute to the show and his castmates by having a white rose put on his jacket, which I thought was wonderful. And if you have not seen the beginning of the Screen Actors Guild Awards, find it online. Dan and Eugene open up the show where Eugene is supposed to take about 30 seconds to talk about how he got started in the business. Well, he goes on and on and on and on and rambles, and Dan has to stop him and say, you just took time away from another actor over there. So. Also, I want to give a shout out to the CBC's Canadian Broadcasting Company's Schitt's Creek website at cbc.ca/Schitt's Creek. That's a lot of SHs when you have a lisp. So they have behind the episode webisodes that delve further into the shows. I've been watching those, and I really love those kind of shows. They have a ton of awesome animated GIFs to add to your Insta stories. And other news and insights, so check that out. And then finally, let's talk about the Bob Jog. I want to thank Schitt's Creek and their amazing social media. They came up with a hashtag Bob's Jog. I love that. We talked about that earlier. I've done that a few times.
All together now.
All right. Kind of sways back and forth.
It's like
why was he not in Cabaret? Anyway.
He was.
So just real quickly, Bob is played by John Hemphill, who plays Bob Curry. He was a longtime player with the Second City Troupe in Toronto, where Catherine and Eugene are, and he was a writer for SCTV.
No way.
So he's got some history with the other cast, but that's our news and gossip. Thank you.
It's amazing. Thank you, Loren. And next we have special segments with Nikki.
Oh my god, it's so exciting. Okay, do you guys remember, like in the last episode, how Loren here told us about the Instagram Moira Rose word of the day on Instagram? It's a whole Instagram that is just little snippets of things that Moira has said. And we know that Moira has the vocabulary of the gods, okay? She might not always be the sharpest tack in the box, but she got them words, y'all. She got them words. So I actually decided to pull some of the ones from this Instagram where there were words that I had to look up. So the first one is, the truth is we struggle with penury for quite some time now. And that's from the episode where they went to go buy the car and Moira did a character with a British accent. And she used the word penury. I didn't know what that meant. I had to look it up. And this website, this Instagram tells us that penury means extreme poverty or destitution, obviously. Context clues, right? Anyway, the other one, the next one, did you know that rehearsal, it can be the most enlightening and even heuristic exercise? That's from the episode where Moira was preparing to do the show about getting rid of asbestos in the town. Yeah. She was doing that fundraiser. The word heuristic means enabling a person to discover or learn something for themselves. So, for me, this AfterBuzz, opportunity is heuristic for me in that I am learning that I say a lot. But that's okay. Don't start counting them now. Rude. Anyway, the third one, a reporter here now? Is there a scrum? How many camera crews? That's from the episode where everyone thought Moira was dead. The internet was saying Moira was dead. And Stevie came in to tell her, oh my gosh, there's a camera crew out there. I didn't know what a scrum was either, so I looked it up, and this wonderful Instagram tells us a scrum is an impromptu press conference often held immediately outside an event such as a legislative meeting or session. Okay, so if you didn't know, now you know. Who needs a word a day calendar when you've got Moira Rose on Schitt's Creek?
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
My pledge.
I never would have guessed that scrum meant that.
It means other things now, too. There's actually, it's like there's a whole project management for technology things around with the word scrum. Yeah. I don't know what none of that means neither, but that's a different after show.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Amazing. So now we have predictions. Okay. So
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Did you hear that?
I did.
So for the next episode, what are we feeling is going to happen with Alexis and Ted's relationship? What are we feeling about Roland and Jocelyn announcing at the end that they bought the
we didn't even
motel.
talk about that, yeah.
I mean, what are we thinking about just Stevie? Is she going to take this job with the airline? What's going to happen to David? Is he going to feel thrown off now that his best friend is gone? What are we feeling?
May I begin? Do you mind?
Please.
Okay. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with Roland and Jocelyn as business partners, because we know, at least to the Roses, they're idiots.
Yes.
They're beautiful, wonderful idiots.
Yes.
And I think Johnny's overwhelmed and there's love there, but I think there's going to be some butting of the heads.
Yes.
Stevie did Cabaret. I would have never imagined in a million years her first job application would have been for an airline.
Yeah.
So I was assuming it would be some kind of acting. She would go to Elmdale Community Theater to continue. That's what I thought. I think Ted's got to come back. I don't think they can end the show where we don't get to see all of Ted.
Yeah. I agree.
So he'll be back for some reason. Alexis will stay in town. Ted will come back. There'll be a big group hug. And then credits. And then we'll all cry because the show's over.
I can't. I'm not ready.
I'm sorry.
I'm not
Okay.
ready.
Don't say it.
Okay.
So I'm going to piggyback on what you said about the Roland and Johnny situation, because yes, it was a momentary relief for Johnny to find out that Jocelyn and Roland had bought the hotel, and now they're going to be business partners. And so Johnny was excited because now he got the hotel and he can grow the Rosebud Empire. But now Jocelyn and Roland are a part of the Rosebud Empire, and that I hearken back to when Roland first started working at the Rosebud Motel and didn't want to do any of the chores that were on the to-do list. I don't know how Johnny's going to enforce the rules and make Roland work if Roland is now a partner in the business. So I think that's going to be some fun conflict to come up. And then for Stevie, I think Stevie's going to have like some kind of magical experience. Like she's going to get like an amazing job. Like something awesome is going to happen. And I'm not even going to tell you No, I am. I'm going to tell you my prediction for this series. I think that the Roses are going to stay in Schitt's Creek and Stevie's going to leave. And so I think that that's what we're getting to see. And I think that you're right. Ted has to come back because now Alexis has so much keeping her here. She's got the promotion for the Crows movie.
Yes.
She's got David's wedding.
Yeah.
You know, there's all these reasons she needs to stay in the U.S. I think that Ted will come back for the wedding, and maybe he won't go back to the Galapagos after that.
I agree. I think something crazy cool is going to happen with Stevie. Like something, she's going to fall in love or something, like she's going to win the lottery. Like something just like, bye, y'all, I'm out. And I think Alexis and Ted, I sense like an engagement maybe happening. I sense something major happening. I think they're really in love. I'm all for it. I want to come up with like a couple name, like you put their names together and form this like.
Telexis.
Yes, Telexis. I love it.
I just made that up right now.
Amazing. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Thank
it was
you,
so
everybody.
much fun. We will see y'all later.
Bye.
Did you say where we can find you all?
You can find... Here, you start.
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at Megan W. Gallagher. MEGANWGALLAGHER. And that's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff.
You can find me at Loren Kling, LORENKLING.
And you can find me at Nikki Bailey _ I'm not going to spell it. Figure it out.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.